In a small village in western Kenya, a young boy once slept on the floor of a tiny mud house. His family struggled to afford even the most basic meals. Some nights, dinner was just a cup of tea. But today, that same boy owns businesses, employs dozens of people, and lives a life most people only dream about. This is the inspiring story of a Kenyan who went from nothing to millionaire. His name was David Otieno. David grew up in a poor farming family. His parents worked hard every day in the fields, but the money they earned was never enough. School fees were a constant struggle. Sometimes David had to stay home from school because his parents simply couldn't afford the fees. But even as a child, David had something powerful inside him, a dream to change his life. After finishing secondary school, David moved to Nairobi with only a small bag of clothes and less than 500 shillings in his pocket. The city was not kind to him at first. He slept on a friend's couch. Some days, he walked for hours looking for work. Finally, he found a job washing dishes in a small restaurant. The pay was very little. David noticed something interesting. The restaurant owner was making far more money than the workers. That moment changed the way David thought. He realized something important. Working hard is good, but owning something is better. David began saving every shilling he could. He stopped spending money on unnecessary things. After many months of saving, he finally had enough to start a small business. He bought a second-hand cart and began selling fruits on the street. At first, sales were slow. Some days, he barely sold anything. But David refused to give up. He woke up before sunrise every day to buy fresh fruits from the market. Slowly, customers began to trust him, and the business started growing. Within 2 years, David had saved enough money to open a small grocery shop. This changed everything. The shop brought more customers. The profits grew bigger. Soon, David opened a second shop, then a third. What started as a simple fruit cart had now become a small business empire. 10 years later, David owned multiple businesses. He invested in land. He built rental houses. And one day, when he checked his bank account, he realized something unbelievable. He had become a millionaire. The boy who once slept on the floor of a mud house had completely changed his destiny. David's story teaches us something powerful. Success does not always start with money. Sometimes it starts with a dream, discipline, and the courage to keep going, even when life is hard. If a young boy from a small village in Kenya can rise from nothing, imagine what you can achieve.